Coming up on this episode, we'll be talking with one of the world's top blues jazz guitarists, the one and only Larry Carlton. And we'll take a closer look at Fender's history with hollow body electrics. I'm Brian Lippy, and this is Guitar Shop TV, the place to take your axe to the max. Hi, and welcome to the show. I had an opportunity recently to speak with Bruce Badams, a collector from Dallas, Texas, about two classic axes, the Gibson EB1 bass and the Gretsch White Falcon. Here's a taste of some of the great features that these guitars have to offer. So we're here at Guitar Shop TV here at the fabulous Dallas International Guitar Festival. Here today with Bruce Badams. And Bruce is an avid collector, and he's got some really great vintage stuff to show us today. This Gibson EB2 bass, yeah. I've never seen anything like it. I mean,
yeah, it's a...
You mind if we show this to the viewers?
Yeah. This was specially painted in smoker gold, very beautiful paint job.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
And it's a 1959.
59?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the first year they started making them. And I wish I had the original tuners. They had plastic. I've been looking forever on eBay for plastic, but you can't find them. So.
Wow, look at that. Now, Bruce, did they put the block inside here? I mean, to prevent the feedback, or is this a real hollow body guitar?
I believe this has a block in it. Yeah, I'm sure it being a bass.
Yeah.
These feedback so easy.
Right.
Yeah, it would have that. Yes.
This one just caught my eye. I mean, it's just so different. I mean, of course, the White Falcon is just legendary, but
yeah.
you never see it with a single pickup. At least I mean, very
single
rare.
Cutaway.
Yeah.
It's well,
sorry, single cutaway. Pardon me.
Yeah, they made it. In the 70s, they got bought by Baldwin.
Right.
And they mainly made the double cutaways. And this, as far as I've been told, was only available as an option from the company.
Okay.
So, that makes it very unique.
Our guest today is a true guitar god and one of the most respected players on today's blues jazz scene, the one and only Larry Carlton. Guitar prodigy, Larry burst onto the LA music scene and was a busy session musician in the 70s and 80s, making up to 500 recordings a year with great artists such as Steely Dan, Joni Mitchell, Billy Joel, Michael Jackson, and many, many others. Rolling Stone lists his solo on the Steely Dan track Kid Charlemagne as one of the top solos on record. He's won 4 Grammy Awards. The guy is unbelievable. Without further ado, the one and only Larry Carlton. When did you first become interested in playing guitar, and who and what inspired you?
The story is told, or has been told to me by my mother, that at 4 years old, I was fascinated with this old acoustic guitar that was just lying around my grandmother's house. It had no signature on it. It was just, who knows where that guitar came from. And the strings were about this high off the neck, of course. But that I was just, and so they said, when you're big enough to hold the guitar, you can start guitar lessons. Well, at 6.5 years old, I could physically hold it as a little boy, and they started guitar lessons for me. And just a jump now, 50-some years later, I'm so blessed because I've never done anything else except play the guitar for a living. I never had another kind of job. I've always been a musician, and I'm very thankful for that. But at 6 years old, I could hold it, so I started lessons.
What did you do, and how did you form your style? How did you gravitate toward jazz initially?
Yeah, I think anyone's style, whether it's a singer, guitar player, saxophone, any of that, just happens by staying true to what you like. I love the Beatles when they came out. The Beatles had a subtle, if not, influence on my playing. I liked those jazz guitarists that you mentioned earlier. That input All of a sudden I'm partly Barney Kessel, the best I can be for a minute at 14 years old, but I'm also partly George Harrison for a minute. All of those elements that we truly like, we absorb and we emulate, and for me it was just a melting pot of all the things that I liked. And I listened to steel guitar players when I was a young guy. So when I started recording with the volume pedal, that sound was very familiar to me.
Wow.
A lot of guys didn't listen to steel guitar players, so they would not have incorporated the volume pedal.
Wow.
So I think you understand it's all the input, and then we play what we like and we become who we are.
Wow. Wow. So cats like Wes Montgomery and B.B. King, I mean, talk a little bit about those two guys, because they're very different, obviously, the jazz and blues end of the spectrum. How did they kind of really kind of touch you and move you as an artist?
Yeah, when I started listening to Wes, this was before I got interested in B.B. Okay, so I'm still 14, 15 years old and very excited about jazz. I'm getting this bug about all these chord changes and these licks and the speed and all the stuff that goes with it. And yeah, to hear Wes, his sound, playing those octaves, he made that statement. It became Wes Montgomery's statement. Any of us that ever play octaves, it's a hats off to Wes. But I think the true gift that I appreciated on top of just the sound was the way Wes could swing.
Yeah.
His feel.
Yeah.
And also years later, I saw videos of Wes. Always had a huge smile on his face. Looked like he was the happiest guy in the world playing his guitar.
Polka dots and
yes.
That whole era, right?
Yes.
God.
So I love the swing of Wes, and he had a unique style. And then when I was about 16 years old, for some reason my grandmother had one B.B. King album, and she gave it to
grandmother?
me. My grandmother
Wow.
did. At her house. And she gave it to me and said, "Here, I thought you might want to listen to this." And I remember putting that on, and I forget what song it was, but it was a shuffle. And when that band was playing, and it took off, and BB went, "Oh, come on." I was hooked.
Right.
So all of a sudden, I'm a Wes Montgomery, Joe Pass, John Coltrane guy who's going, what is this feel?
What is this thing?
So again, all those elements that tickled my heart became part of who I am.
Now, did Albert King come
Later.
into the picture? Later?
Yes, later. Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't get into him earlier.
Oh, that cat.
Very special. And Albert Collins.
Oh,
I mean,
same thing. I mean,
when I first heard Albert Collins, I didn't know that he tuned his guitar different than everybody else. So I'm trying to figure out trying to make it sound like him, and he's capoed, tuned to.
right.
So anyway, but all those little sounds, we're hungry for them if we like them.
What an incredible story. Thanks, Larry, for taking a few minutes to share it with us today, and hope to have you back on the show real soon. Now, if there's an artist or dealer that you'd like to see interviewed on Guitar Shop TV, tell us about it. You can post your comment in the box below, find us on Facebook, or email us at info@guitarshoptv.com. We love hearing what you want to see on the show. Today's question comes from Dave in Bridgewater, New Jersey, who asks, did Fender ever try to mass market a hollow body electric? Isn't Fender mainly known for its solid body models? Great questions, Dave, and the answer to both is yes. Fender's first attempt at thin line hollow body electric guitars was its Coronado line, which was launched in the mid-60s. In 1968, the Fender Coronado Wildwood II was available in two pickup versions, in Sunburst and solid custom colors, as well as custom streaked Wildwood tones. It also featured the classic Fender headstock, large bound F-holes, and unusually for Fender, single coil pickups made by DeArmond. The Coronado was a true hollow body electric guitar, which made it prone to feedback at high volumes, and despite the expensive construction of the instrument, it never really achieved commercial success. Besides the feedback at high volumes, the bolt-on neck construction favored by Fender didn't really appeal to the purist jazz guitarists who make up a large part of the market for the hollow body electric. Given its quirky history, many collectors today still wonder whether the Coronado represents treasure or an accident of history. Hope that answers your question, Dave. Thanks for writing in. Well, that wraps things up for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'm Brian Lippy, and this is Guitar Shop TV, the show that helps you take your axe to the max. See you next time.